MK, and I am here with another Kit Conspiracy layout for you guys today. I'm also playing along with the leftover sketches that I had from Christy's Beautiful Life, and this one is from Tana Peterson. I apologize about that, you guys. So I am going to use this sketch by Tana Peterson, and I love this sketch because this is how I used to make sketches back in the day with pens and pencils, and then try to color them in and imagine what it would look like with colors. So I was very drawn to this sketch. I'm going to use this photo of my husband and his mom, and then this leftover cluster piece from one of Ginger's Corner's scraps to embellishments that I created. And then I've got a couple pieces, some stickers, some word phrases, and a cut apart sheet that I plan on using on this layout as well. Now, the best part about this layout about this sketch is that it draws more attention to the papers rather than the embellishments. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. I've also got these two gorgeous papers. I'm going to try to use the back side of that first piece that I was just totally drawn to with the big, large flowers and the words inside. So I'm going to try to use the other side because I really do like the print that is on there. And I don't know, I just was really drawn to this whole collection, to be honest. And then, of course, I'm going to bring in this gorgeous red paper. So from the previous layout, I have a little bit of this dark blue left over. So I'm going to try to use up some of these for my photo mats and get those out of the way really quickly. I also pulled out some Shimmers paints, antique lace in the I want to say Shimmers and then a Vibes, but I don't really remember the name of the Vibes. I think it's Get Glowing. To be honest, I'm not really sure, but they end up being very, very subtle. I did not want them to be the star of the show. I really wanted the papers like what the sketch has, but the sketch also calls for a little bit of what looks like mixed media in the background. So I'm going to try to bring that in, but not so much to where it's a pattern paper or less, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I am trying to use my tearing ruler. I'm going to try to create 3 different strips using my tearing ruler. And the thing about this is I don't want them to be too wide, but I don't want them to be too skinny either. So I'm just trying to get them to rip. And then I flip the paper because some of the tears have white on the front side and some of them did not. So I was trying to flip the paper over so that way I could get that white where I wanted it and then the not white where I didn't want it, if that makes sense. I also love flipping my ruler over so that way I can get lots of different designs using just 2 sides. I think it's great if you flip it over, flip it upside down, do all the good things. I'm also going to distress the ripped edges a little bit using my edge distressor so that way I can lift them up just a little bit and get that dimension because I really felt like this layout was going to be super flat except for the one cluster that I created using chipboard. I love the fact that cluster does match this paper collection really well, so I'm super stoked that I'm going to be able to use it up in a manner of time, right? I feel like I just created it, I don't know, last month, which I think I created it in February, to be honest. But now I can't remember. All right, so I've got several different strips. I've got a rather wide strip, one in the middle, and a skinny strip. So I'm just trying to decide how I want my strips, and I don't want them to be to where they get lost behind this large diamond, which I cut at about 7.5 inches just because of the fact that I really wanted the diamond to be seen. Like in the sketch, you really get to see her diamond, or it's not really a diamond, it's more like a square turned on its corner. But she only uses 1 photo, and I ended up using 2 photos that make up the size of the 1 photo. These are just pictures of my husband and his mom, and they're just having a cold one together and enjoying the sun. Again, this is the same photo section that I mentioned yesterday. And yeah, I just thought that it was a sweet moment because I don't really get a whole lot of pictures of my husband with his mom. So I thought that that was kind of cool. And I think she's going to like it being in her album. And then, of course, there's a single photo of just the man standing there, like the lone wolf he likes to be. My husband's always said that he enjoys being one of those guys that likes to stand back and just enjoy the scenery, and not just scenery as in the outdoors, but in parties. He likes to find the farthest corner and just watch everybody and enjoy the party, but yet from afar, right? He doesn't want to interact with the party, but he wants to enjoy the sounds of it. He wants to enjoy the people, the outfits, and I don't mean that, in a terrible way, but what he just wants to be there to enjoy it. And I think that is, I think it's super cool that he's not really a big, I want to be in the middle of things kind of guy, but yet I think it's kind of cool that, he wants to be a part of a big crowd, but not really in the big crowd, if that makes any sense. All right, so I took an element from one of those 4x3 cut apart cards and trimmed it out. I was waiting for my antique lace to get wet, so I went ahead and sprayed it with water and then put it on. I love these two colors because they are so subtle. Antique lace is one of my favorite shimmers paints, you guys. It really, really is. And then this Get Glowing definitely is just a sparkle rather than a big, vibrant color, but I think it matched the off-white that is in this collection really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and finally start gluing on my papers. I did let the ink dry, even though it didn't look like it. On camera, it looked like I just went and started putting stuff down. I did not. I actually let it dry, and then I came back. But as you can see, the antique lace turned a little purpley and whatnot. So it's very, very subtle. I really do like that. Yeah. I did scuff up the edges of all of my paper just because I am talking about the outdoors, or my photos are from the outdoors. So I feel like scuffing up the edges and distressing the edges, not too much, help with that, help with the ruggedness of it. I'm going to try to combine the two pieces, the paper piece as well as my chipboard piece, so that way they look like they're flowing into each other. And I'm mostly using my chipboard piece to cover up the junk in the background, right? To cover up the stuff you don't want to see. I love using my embellishments for that reason, to get out what I don't want. Like last week I had a trash can in my way, and unlike Sandy, I don't like to scrapbook trash cans. So I will cover them up. And then for my titles, it's just going to be hello, right? I've got hello 3 times on my layout. I really feel like it's, is that an Adele song? I don't know. I don't really know the singer, but I feel like it's a song. And of course, every time a phrase that I am scrapbooking comes in and I recognize it as a song, I sing along with it, right? That it just constantly keeps, echoing in the back of my head. And so, of course, this layout was like no other. The hello song was there, and it played in my head until I was done with the layout and moved on. And I'm cutting out one of the birds. I just really feel like the birds are going to be a continuation throughout this series of layouts. And that is pretty much it. I added the little family heart up at the top just to give that little section something up there. And then, of course, the love you always, because yes, they are family. No matter what, they love each other. And I love how the hello finishes off that little green cluster as well. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. Thank you so much, Tana, for such an amazing sketch. I did enjoy playing with it a lot. Don't forget to check out some of the links down below for Christy's Beautiful Life, as well as Kit Conspiracy. And don't forget to go check out Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. She is my partner in this Kit Conspiracy series. All right, you guys, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.